Watch this. The reason your forehand loop has no power isn't your hand. It's everything below it that you're completely ignoring. A very common problem, you want to loop, and immediately your body tenses up. So your center of gravity absolutely must be correct. Your weight needs to sit on your right foot. If you want to loop well, you should treat your body as even more important than your hand. Watch what happens when the focus is all on the hand. Bad contact, more hand force, off balance, still pushing with the hand.
对，嗯，对，没错，嗯，摩擦不好也手使劲儿，重心不对，不赢钱什么的还用手去推。
A common problem is always adjusting with your hand instead of using your body. Your body movement should be the priority. The second point is about the backswing. I really feel you need to swing downward, not straight back. Especially when you're still learning, if you pull the racket back horizontally like this, your shoulder locks up tight. And when you can't control the ball well and you're trying to generate more power, pulling back with a stiff shoulder is completely wrong. Instead, drop the racket down first. Let your shoulder relax. Now, we always say the loop goes from back to front, so how does dropping down accomplish that? When you drop the racket down, at the moment you start your stroke, your hand naturally rises, it's already up. From there, the remaining force travels back to front. Dropping down lets you relax and stay close to your body. The closer your arm is to your body, the better your feel for the ball. When your hand drifts too far out, you miss hit, catching the edge constantly. That's also why in defense we keep the arms slightly tucked. You track the ball with your center of gravity, and your precision at contact improves dramatically. The closer the racket stays to your body, the easier it is to find the ball. Next, now let me show you a common mistake on the forehand topspin loop. I've seen this so many times today. Watch, the player sets up like this, then swings. Let's break down what's wrong. The stroke drifts left, then right, then lifts upward like this. Take a close look at this incorrect form and think about where the breakdown is happening. The arm is doing all the work, the body is left behind, and the whole movement falls apart. Let's compare the two side by side. In this incorrect version, the player is swinging with the whole upper arm. Why? Because they're trying to generate power. And why can't they generate power? Because the arm is far from the body, they're hitting with the arm alone, no body behind it. So what should proper body mechanics look like? Let me demonstrate. Watch closely, this is where the power actually comes from. See the difference? Hold this position. Just set up the backswing right here. Now look carefully, the right leg is loaded. It's bearing real weight. It's not relaxed and comfortable with the arm just parked out there, swinging on its own. This is why some of you feel exhausted after just a few loops, you're gasping for air. It's because you're not using your body at all. Your arm only, so of course your stamina runs out. Watch one more time. Feel how the leg stores energy before the stroke. The weight drops down. Look closely, this is a proper bow stance. The muscles on this leg are engaged firm, meanwhile the other leg stays relaxed. If you want to generate real power but you have no body behind it, there's an old saying, the arm can never overpower the leg. Force can't transfer without that chain. This is also why players miss the moment they try to add power. There's no foundation. You push your arm past its limit and the ball flies off. That's the most important point. The body must lead. This kind of movement is exactly right. Watch the demonstration, the weight transfers and the body carries the arm through the stroke. The power is conducted outward from the ground up. Look at the leg, see that loaded, coiled state. Pay close attention to how the legs store energy. Now watch the hip drive forward, that's excellent. Almost everyone goes through a phase where the body and arm aren't connected. It's not that you ignore the body, you know it should lead the hand, but they just won't sync up. Maybe the body rotation is too small and the arm reaches out on its own. They disconnect. Or the arm fires first and drags the body along. You'll run into this. The rule is, the body leads the hand always. The hand never goes out ahead and pulls the body after it. Now, the reason your shots lack quality is exactly this: your body isn't doing its job. If you can't find the feeling, practice the bow stance. Watch. I step into the stance, I rotate, I push off, and the stroke just comes out.
弓子步一上，我一转，我一蹬，是不是就出来了这个动作？你看，大
Let's
家
drill
去
this
找一
feeling
下，
together.
跟着我
Start
一
in a
起
bow
去做。
stance, hips open, weight low. From the bow stance, drive forward and push the hip through. That's it. It really is that
弓子不
simple a
往
body
前，
movement, though I know it
上
doesn't
在
feel
前，
simple at
不往
first.
前，
Just
要
get this
灵
one
化，
piece right.
完事儿。
Bow stance, rotate the hips open, then drive the hip forward. The legs shift from the bow stance position into the forward push.
明白吗？
Watch the count: 1,
你就把
2,
这个
1,
做好
2.
了就行。
Now link them together.
弓子步，
Watch the ball. I'm honestly not using much
把
arm
胯
at
转
all.
开，
Barely any effort.
然
Yet
后
look at the
把
speed coming
胯
off the
往前
racket.
顶，
The
可以
quality is
从弓子
already
步
there,
开始
just
往
from the
前顶。
body. The shot
停
is stable and the
你看
power is more than enough.
二，你看一二一二，连起来，你看球友们哈，你看这真没咋使劲儿哈，哈，走走，
这球的速度就够了，质量就够了。关键它是
See how stable that is,
质
effortless
量
yet
真太高
powerful.
了。
Then so where's the
是吧？
problem?
来，
Watch
身
me.
体这个
You
动作
notice the
理解了， 我
rotation,
们
but
先
how
一
is
下
it
大拇指。
rotating? Let me show you
理
the
解了，
common
我们先
mistake.
打一下大拇指。
Left foot
小
forward,
朋友
right
来
foot
练一下
back, and the
啊，
body
没有
turns
关
like
注我
this.
的点点关注。
The head
如果
swivels,
有
the
人欺
hips
骗我，可以
twist,
给我
but it's the
纠一下。
wrong kind of
点点关
rotation.
注啊，这个身体动。我们的问题在于哪儿呢？大家看我啊，你今天发现没？它转了，但是它怎么转？我给大家学一个，左脚在前，右脚在后，
对对，太像，
学的像不像？
都是这么转。
People
转
tell
了。
me I definitely
我们今天
rotate.
跟
I
一个
spent 6
说
months
过，
drilling it shadow
我绝
swinging.
对转了，乔老师。
But they drilled the wrong
我一
movement.
特意练
Here's
课
what
时候
that
没看
looks
见
like.
转这个。
Left foot forward, right foot back. The hip clears to the side a little, shifts forward a touch, and
你
then it
认为
stops.
的这
You
个
think
动作
that's
熟不熟？
rotation, but it
对吧？
isn't.
左脚
The
在
hip
前，
has
右
to
脚在
drive
后，
forward.
然后
There
让
has
它
to
闭
be a
合。
push.
让开
Think
一点，
about the word drive.
往前一点。
Driving means you
停。
push the hip all the way through to its end
你
point.
就认为它
That's
转
what
了。
forward actually means.
这个一定
So where does
是
the problem
胯这
start?
个位置，一
First,
定
and
是
I've said this
顶。
many times now, it's the stance.
它
A
一定有
square,
个字，
even
为什么
stance with the
顶？为什
hips
么？是
loaded.
不是得把这个
That's
动
the
作顶直
foundation.
了才叫顶，才叫往前？我们的问题在哪儿呢？第一个，我们现在都说了好多遍了，平站，平站，胯的运
A
用是
square
越最
stance
好。
is the best
你看我
platform
平
for
站，
this. Watch from a square stance, the right
平
side of the
站以
body
后，
transfers energy
右
forward
半身的传
naturally.
递，
You'll feel
引
it
线
and you'll
下来
trust
就
it.
自然会向
When your
前。
left foot is way out front and
你
your
原
right
来
foot is
左
way
脚这
back,
么往
the
前，
force
右
can
脚
only
这么往
travel
后
this
了，这么
far.
往下，
But
这
once
个
you
力量
stand
就要
square,
传
the
到我
force
这儿。
travels much
比如
further
说我后
forward.
面那个娃娃的
See,
位置，
the
你
forward
蹬一
power
蹬
distance
停了
gets
以后，
longer.
你力量
You
能
gain
传导的
reach
更
and you
远。
gain
我是
acceleration
不
through
是
the ball.
超越了这个娃娃？
向前的距离长了。
你看向前的发力距离变长了。你现在是哈哈，你感觉挺赢钱，把大
After
腿
that, push the
和
front of the
膝
thigh
盖的
and the
位
knee
置
forward
顶
out
出去，
toward the table.
顶
When
出
you
去，
do that,
你
the
自然
hip
才能
follows
发力。你
naturally.
按我说的整。
I say rotate the hip,
我
and
跟你说
everyone
整话，
interprets it
你的每
differently.
个人的理解不
Some
一样。
people twist
但可能
sideways
这
and
么
call
做
it
也挺好的。
rotation.
你把
Forget
这
that
个
cue.
大腿
Instead, drive the front of the thigh and the knee
前侧
forward.
以及膝
Watch
盖
me
的位
loop
置
one.
顶出去，
See the
就像我给
result:
大家拉一个，
clean,
你看
powerful, effortless.
顶
This cue is genuinely effective. Now you don't need to slam the knee forward on every single
这个
ball.
真的特别有效。
For rally shots,
每
just
个球
maintain
连续的
smooth
还不别那
rotation.
么狠。
But when you
但是
want to
只
load
是
up
你
and
想
really
发力
drive
的
through
时
the
候，
ball, that's
你
when you
打它
push
不
the
是
knee
平
and thigh out hard.
你平时你就
Normal
正常动
rallying,
就行，
rotate,
平时你就
rotate,
看
rotate.
转
Power ball,
转
drive it out.
转
Right here, this
关键
position.
放
Push it forward.
顶出去，顶出去，这个位置，这个位置，别。
Watch from the side, many players rotate like this, turning the hips flat.
你看从侧
See
面
how the backside spins outward? You can't generate real power that way, and it hurts your
撅屁
recovery.
股还会影响我。
Instead, think about tucking the hip under slightly and driving forward.
但
That's
是
a
能
key
跳一
point to
跳
work on.
练一练，明白了吧，球友们？这是一个关键点，把
Push the
膝
knee and
盖
thigh forward.
和
When you
大腿
drive, don't let the
往
hip go
前顶。
sideways, push it forward
不
toward the
要一
table.
顶的时候是
Watch me, forward, forward, not out to the side. This
而
method
是
really works.
往前顶，
Before, when I told
往前
players to
顶，
move the knee with
看
the
我，
hip, they'd
往
only
前
push the
顶，
hip through while the knee
往前
stayed
顶，而
planted.
不是
The backside stuck out behind them, pulling all the energy backward. Of course, your forehand feels weak that way. You can't connect the body to the shot.
它只是
But the day you learn to drive the knee forward and feel the force go through the ball, you'll finally trust that your body is doing real work. Remember, relax the backswing down, load the right leg, then drive the knee and thigh forward so the hip opens toward the table, not backward. Drill the